Welcome to Bad Guy Wrestling. So this is a Raw recap for February 7th, 2023. And this episode is going to be titled Dusty Rhodes' Favorite Son. And so, pretty good Raw overall. I definitely liked it. Some good spots in there. A couple things that were a little more curious to understand, like what's up with the Street Profits and stuff like that. Are they breaking them up or what's going on? I doubt it, but Montez Ford's definitely getting a little bit of a push over D'Angelo Hawkins. But tonight I'm going to talk about a few points here. We're going to talk about the main event, which was steel cage match, Becky Lynch versus Bayley. Also going to talk about the Rise of Judgment Day and qualification for the Elimination Chamber. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the promo, the promo with Paul Heyman and Cody Rhodes. So, I think I want to start with that one. So, you get this long, it was long. It was definitely like a 5-minute, long segment at least, where you get some real life in there. Cody talking about, how Paul Heyman helped out his family when they had $100 in their Wachovia checking account. And then also just the aspect of, just the personality or the personal touches in there. And going back to 2000 and some of it. And so there was really authenticity in there, and this was definitely captivating. Normally I'm not a big fan of this type of long drawn out stuff, but the realness of it was what really stood out on here. Hell, you saw Paul Heyman getting emotional here, and not fake emotional, like real emotion, like he's holding back tears and wiping them from his eyes and things like that. And then you can see such respect and admiration, even from his own words, about how much that he loved the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And you believe it. What is Wrestling 101 then to bring real life into the storylines in the ring? So that is what happened. You can really believe that Paul Heyman had the Rhodes' back. But here's where it ends. Paul Heyman's got a match to sell. And so, in true Paul Heyman fashion, he does a compliment that's followed by an insult. And so, within this, he's talking about how great it is that Cody, the fairy tale of making it to WrestleMania and how proud he should be. But winning WrestleMania is a different story, and how Roman Reigns is the top guy, and that's not going to change. But the coup de grace here was stating that the last time he spoke with Dusty, he said that Cody was his favorite son, but Roman was the son he always wished he had. Damn. That was harsh. And this definitely got the heat that you wanted for it. Already the crowd's behind Cody, but now it's personal, and you can feel it. This is one of the things that old Cody was missing, was the reason to care, not going through the motions. But this version of Cody, and why, I'm assuming part of the reason why it's working so well is how real it is, how natural he feels in the ring, on the mic, things like that. But damn, I felt that insult right here, and I'm not a Rhodes, I'm nothing, and I'm in. This is already like making me start to forget a little bit about Sami Zayn, just because of how pointed that was, that insult. And so it'll be cool to see just where this leads up, and I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. I can't wait to see the build up for this. I mean, Cody's not going to have any Elimination Chamber match or anything like this. This is just a wrap up loose ends before WrestleMania. But it'll be interesting to see the dynamic now. Roman Reigns having to juggle two different things. I guess maybe that's why they put Paul out here to kind of handle the WrestleMania aspect, while Reigns is busy with Sammy right now, trying to make sure that they get Sammy his due justice, at least as far as a good match, good story, and everything like that. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see, and I've said this before, that I think Roman loses at WrestleMania to Cody, and then he gets a long needed probably break here. And then what I wouldn't be surprised to see, what I'm alluding to, is Sammy and Cody going at it at some point, which would be interesting to see for sure. Okay, so that was a great segment. That was definitely storytelling at its finest and memorable. That will be a moment remembered for a very long time. So that is awesome. Best moment of the whole show right then and there. Let's go into the main event now. So Becky Lynch with Damage Control at ringside versus Bayley in a steel cage match. This is the kind of long-awaited reset up for the steel cage that never happened due to the beatdown before the match even started a few weeks ago. And so, good match. I mean, brutal. The one where Becky Bayley's on the ground a few inches away from the cage. Becky slides into her, and you hear that impact right then and there on the TV and everything. And so there were some brutal spots in here. If you're going to give two women this steel cage match here, that was a good job. Good job. It wasn't gimmicky at all. Was everything you would have hoped for as far as the physicality of it. Of course, the ending here gets a little hokey, as you would expect, with Damage Control on the outside. And then looks like Bayley's about to win when Dakota Kai slips in the her crutch that she's been using since last week, when she gets Bayley put her leg in the chair. But about to win the match, but then who comes out? Lita. Blast from the past, Lita, Hall of Famer. Lita comes out, and with the distraction and the run-in, Bayley's about to get out of the ring, but then the steel cage door is slammed right back on here and goes into a finisher and then pin, and the man, Becky Lynch, wins the match by a pin inside of the match. So kind of a strange ending, you know, getting a pin inside of a steel cage match when the objective is to win to leave. I mean, it's only one of the ways to win. Of course, you can still win in there by getting a pinfall in there. But it's interesting. Why does Lita give a shit? Why does she care about this? So I guess we'll have to find out here. But definitely setting up. I'm looking to see that there's going to be a 3-on-3 match, a trios match at the Elimination Chamber is what I'm expecting. So Damage Control obviously has their three members, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bayley. But is Lita going to wrestle now? Is she going to have one match here? Is it going to be Becky Lynch, Lita, and who could it be? Candice LeRae? Because she's got some problems here with Damage Control. And so are they setting up for a 3-on-3? I mean, I kind of feel like it. I've been saying that for a little bit now, that I kind of feel like that's what's going to be happening. And Lita, I mean, okay, let's see what she can do still. I mean, she hit that twist of fate and everything, so maybe she's been training. I'd love to see it. I mean, she's a name that is a Hall of Famer. So I still don't know why she has anything to do with this match, but hopefully we can get some sort of explanation soon. And if it's a good one, instead of just let's throw a name in there, I don't know. I mean, that'll still work. At least it'll get people viewing it. But, storyline, This could be slightly better, but I like where it's going. So, good grade for that match. So let's go into the last area I want to talk about that includes an honorable mention. So is Judgment Day. So Judgment Day was part of the first segment, and then that led into the Elimination Chamber eliminator match with Damian Priest, and then one half of the Street Profits, Dawkins. And so within that, Dawkins loses, Damian Priest wins, but it's a physical match. I mean, there was that D'Angelo pushes Priest over, and you hear the impact as he goes over and lands on the table, or the announcer table. So it definitely gets your attention right off the bat. But the pay-per-view, I mean, not the episode starts with Edge and Beth Phoenix, and then Judgment Day comes out, and it leads into the challenge for the 2-on-2 Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor versus Edge and his wife Beth Phoenix. So all this going on, two different storylines in here, Elimination Chamber, and so the odd man out here is Dominic, but it's great. And so what tonight really showcased for me is just how much Finn Balor has developed, at least as far as a heel. His wrestling ability was never in question. He was, the first Universal Champion and an amazing wrestler. But what's really is developing his personality as a heel. His reactions at the one point, he was just like, the way he can talk now on the mic is so much more natural. So his stock is definitely rising again, where he was like relegated down to NXT for a while, and now he's a main driving force. He's the guy teaming with Rhea Ripley for the big match with Edge and Beth Phoenix. So if anything, his stock is rising. Dominic's is rising too. I mean, not his wrestling ability, but his performance as far as storyline is rising too. And Priest, I mean, he's just a powerhouse. So overall, Judgment Day is on the upturn, and I'm enjoying it. So Rhea Ripley, obviously, without a doubt, is going to be competing for WrestleMania Women's title, the SmackDown's Women's title, and I think she's going to win it. I think that's what's going to happen, is that there's the potential for multiple championships within Judgment Day. Tag champions, I think, and the Women's SmackDown Championship. There is a curious part to some of the fallout to this too, is what are they doing with the Street Profits? Because Dawkins loses, but Montez Ford wins his match, so he's in the Elimination Chamber match, but his partner isn't. So they're not singles competitors so much. But I mean, Montez Ford has been getting a lot of a push. I mean, physically he's changed his body, and he looks more and more like a singles competitor. So are they trying to break up the Street Profits? Which I hope not. But it would be hard to, I think, have two individuals. So Montez Ford is obviously the bigger one of the two. And man, that would really suck if they split up the Street Profits and then D'Angelo Dawkins just gone eventually, because that's probably what would happen. I mean, Montez Ford, he's got the groove right now, and that's it. You could even say when he came out to throw Dominant back in the ring and stuff, he loves what he does and his personality. So I don't know what his ceiling is, but I'm a little worried about what the future holds for that. So anyways, so overall, good show. Progressing the storyline and entertaining. So good overall rating for this Monday Night Raw. Not much to complain about at all. So those were the biggest things, the ones I want to point out. And so This was the February 7th Raw, and this is Bad Guy Wrestling. I hope you like this, and I hope you subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you next time.